When you're starting a blog, choosing a niche is probably the most important task, because if you choose a niche where there is little to no commercial value, meaning very few people are buying products in the niche, such as chess, you can hardly find yourself making an adequate amount of money from your blog. On the other hand, if you choose a highly competitive niche that requires professional knowledge, like niches related to the medical field, but you are not a medical professional yourself, you will hardly see your articles rank on the search engines. Google made sure of that when they introduced the Medic update back in 2018. So in this video, if you are interested in starting a blog, let me walk you through the things you should look out for when picking a profitable niche. Let's go. Hey, it's Jack from YMYL, the one WordPress SEO plugin that constantly strives to provide you with the fastest and the most cutting-edge SEO tools, and on this channel, we provide you with the most up-to-date SEO knowledge. So if you are new to our channel, consider subscribing. Anyway, niche or niche? Let's ask Google. British pronunciation.
Niche.
Let's change it to American.
Niche.
Huh? So no niche? Well, Google may be wrong. Maybe both pronunciations are correct because it originated from a French word that is pronounced as niche. Anyway, in this video, I'm just going to pronounce it as niche because that's the way I know. Now, if you have ever started a blog, you will often hear people say to start a blog based on your passion. Well, here's my take on that. Passion is what keeps you going even when things get tough, because when you're not making money from your blog, even after you have put in a lot of effort, you wouldn't mind putting more effort because you view it as a hobby. That's great. But what if you time travel to the future, maybe 5 years ahead, and you look at the stats of the blog, and it's still not making money? Would that passion ever wear out in between? I'm pretty sure it would, right? At least for most people. So starting a blog is not just about passion. Passion can bring you forward, but it is the money that fuels the passion and keeps it alive for a very long time. I hope this makes sense to you. But obviously, you don't want to enter a niche where you absolutely hate. Otherwise, you'll find yourself procrastinating a lot and eventually quit. So in my opinion, you should view your blog more like a business than a passion. You need to have somewhat of an interest in a niche, but profitability should be considered in your decision making as well. You want to start something strong on your own and eventually be able to scale up in a way that doesn't require much of your effort, and it all starts with finding the right niche. There are two types of niches. There are broad niches and there are micro niches. Broad niches are a subset of an industry, and there are generally 4 big industries. We have money, health, leisure, and relationships. Within the money industry, there are broad niches such as personal finance, money markets, business, economics, etc. And in the health industry, there are broad niches like biotechnology, health insurance, alternative medicine, wellness, etc. When you're starting a blog as a beginner, you should not target broad niches because they are usually highly competitive and there are probably no spaces for small blogs to join the competition. So for a start, we recommend to target micro niches. For example, the micro niches in the personal finance broad niche are credit cards, loans, budgeting, etc. And you can drill even further, such as loans. There are student loans, home loans, car loans, insurance loans, and so many others. Pick one of the narrowed down micro niches. You can expand your niches as your site grows. The reason why you want to start a micro niche blog is because it is easier for Google and other search engines to understand what your site is about. And due to its narrowed focus, there is a specific group of people you are helping. Hence, you can address very specific questions that big sites don't usually talk about. So just keep that in mind as I walk you through finding a profitable niche. And to find the right niche, there are essentially 2 steps. Step 1 starts with brainstorming all possible niches. Don't worry if you can't think of any, I'll share with you some methods to overcome that. The next step is to validate the niches you have come up with, because as you know, you don't want to get into a niche that is not profitable. So without further ado, let me share with you the methods to discover viable niches. Now, there is no lack of niche recommendations on the internet. For example, just Google profitable blog niches and you will have a ton of niche ideas. Go to YouTube and search for the same. I'm pretty sure you will get a ton of suggestions. Wow, what great advice, man. Never thought of that. Chill, man. I'm not done. Those niches that people are recommending are probably profitable, but they might also be highly competitive. I'll share with you more methods in a while, but I just need to address the competitiveness. Honestly, there is nothing wrong with competitiveness, but the question is, can you stand out from the competition? I mean, if you start doing research on those niches, for example, you are an expert in 3D printing and you search for what are the best 3D printers, and those results that appear are not good recommendations in your opinion, and you know better, great. Or if you search for a topic like how to use a 3D printer to print an iPhone case, for example, and what comes out on a search isn't exactly helpful as well from your point of view, and you think you know better, those gaps that you found are going to help you stand out from the competition. But if you don't have any additional value to add, you might just blend in with the competition and you will find a hard time growing your blog. And that's the truth. So if you found gaps in those competitive niches others are recommending, great, just start a blog. There's nothing else to consider. But the question is, what if those niches don't resonate with you? What should you do? Well, the first thing you can do is to ask yourself these questions. What are you good at? What are you knowledgeable about? It can be anything. Like for example, I know somebody who is a contractor and he knows a lot about concrete. And concrete is not exactly the niche an average person would think of. And did you know that person started a blog about concrete and is now making a couple of thousands a month with it? Or another person I know who is a professional singer, he started a blog about singing and is now making a couple of thousands a month through affiliate sales and private coaching clients. Those are the niches not an average person would think about. So you could be an accountant, an IT developer, an artist, an engineer, a lawyer, or whatever. Start by asking yourself, what value can you provide to the world? It can be a small part of what you know that might interest other people. So if some ideas have already sparked, please jot them down. And don't think that just because you are a homemaker, you can't provide any value. In fact, many niches started from homemakers. Baking, parenting, gardening, you name it. Everyone in this world has the potential of providing value to other people. And that's the basis of starting a blog. So if you don't think you can provide any professional value to the world, the next thing you want to do is to start taking notice of your everyday life. Maybe it is a hobby that you do during your free time. Maybe it is knowledge about some appliances like toaster ovens. And through experience, you know exactly what to look out for when buying one. Or maybe you have been keeping track of your electricity bills and you have many tricks to save a lot of money. Those are valuable information you can provide, and there will be people who need that information. Or maybe at some point in your life, you have done a ton of research on a product, maybe buying a yacht. Through that research, you definitely have some valuable information to share. So you see, even the most bizarre and the most forgotten knowledge could be a potential niche. I hope this has jogged your imagination, and if any ideas pop out, please jot them down. One important thing I want to highlight about brainstorming niches is that oftentimes you will come across a niche that you might be interested in, but you know absolutely nothing about it. When you come across those niches, you need to ask yourself this question: how fast can you attain that knowledge? For example, if you are interested in law, specifically criminal law, and you want to start a blog with it, do you know lawyers spend years gaining that knowledge and need years of experience on cases to be able to provide something valuable to the world? The question is, can you, as an absolute beginner, starting a blog and providing value right now? No. On the other hand, if you're kind of interested in barbecuing, but you have absolutely no knowledge about it, can you gain knowledge about barbecuing fast? Yes. Start by researching, buying, and experimenting with grills. In a couple of weeks or months, you will have adequate knowledge and experience to start a blog in the niche. So these are the questions you want to ask yourself if you have thought of potential niches that you have absolutely no idea about. And if you still have trouble coming up with niche ideas, the next thing you can do is to search for niches based on products. You can go to sites like Amazon, check out a couple of their product categories, and see if there is anything that interests you. Better yet, you can visit your Amazon's browsing history to see what you have browsed. Maybe those products can be a part of a niche that you might be interested in. Alternatively, you can go to affiliate network sites like ShareASale, sign up for an affiliate account, and check out some of the products that you can potentially promote. Through those products, you may be able to think of a niche idea. And don't just think about physical products. Digital products can work as well. Leverage on sites like ClickBank or Digistore24 that primarily focuses on digital products. Visit their marketplaces. There are so many categories here that may potentially be a niche. You see, there are a ton of companies who need affiliates to promote their products. And through that, maybe you're interested in promoting some of the products. Start a blog around the niche of the product. And speaking about digital products, online courses that you have attended could be a potential niche because you have acquired that knowledge. You can also visit sites like Udemy and check out what popular courses are there, because when there are people wanting to learn more about something related to a niche, that niche might be profitable. And then hover to its categories, and as you hover to some of the categories, you will see some subcategories on the right. And as you hover to some of the subcategories, they will tell you the popular topics in the subcategory that could potentially be a niche as well. Now, if none of these methods work, another cool way to discover niches is to look at sites that are on sale. Go to sites like Flippa or Empire Flippers and go through their marketplace. Check out the niches that they are in and their monthly revenue. Each of these sites on sale are in niches that are profitable. Who knows, you may be listing your sites here in the future. I'm literally throwing whatever ideas I can think of to help you find niche ideas. And if you still can't think of any niche ideas, I would recommend to check out magazines. Are there any magazines lying around, or do you know of any online magazines? Maybe you can walk into a bookshop and browse some magazines. What niches are those magazines in? If you read online magazines, for example, Swimming Pool News, it is an online magazine about pools, spas, hot tubs, etc. When there is an industry that supports a niche magazine, it means that the niche is profitable. So that's something you might want to look at. Now, if you still can't find any niche ideas, here's my last resort. Visit sites like FeedSpot. This is the link. I've dropped this link in the description. Usually, when you Google keywords like sites in the weight training niche, you will probably see results from FeedSpot. And some sites pay FeedSpot to be listed as one of their top sites in the category. And if you visit the link I've mentioned, scroll through it, and you will realize there are tons of blog categories that are basically niches that you can get started with. So I don't believe you can't think of any niche ideas, but if you still can't think of any, I need to call on blogging experts. Do any of you have any ideas to share? Please share them in the comments. Anyway, what you should do is to come up with about 10 to 15 niche ideas before continuing with this video. So if you're serious about starting a blog, this is where you need to hit the pause button. Alright, are you ready to put those niche ideas for validation? Let's get started with it. Now, before we get started with niche validation, do yourself a favor and put your niche ideas into a table. Here's how it's going to look like. There will be 5 columns, and the number of rows will be determined by the number of niche ideas you have. The second column is to determine if there is search volume in your niche. The third column is to determine if the niche is profitable. The fourth column is to check if there is a chance for new sites to rank. And the last column is to put your niche through a YMYL check. I'll walk you through what that is in a while. These are the elements of a profitable niche. And every time you put a niche idea through these tests and they pass it, you want to put a tick to it. Otherwise, put a cross. It's simple enough, right? You don't want to complicate things. At the end of it, you will probably figure out which is or are the best niches to start a blog. So let's start with the first test, which is the search volume test. In this test, we want to identify if there is search volume in your niche, and instead of the long process of thinking about questions people usually ask in the niche and putting those questions into a free tool like Ahrefs Keyword Generator where it will show you the search volume, I want to make things simpler for you. When you can identify sites that are content heavy with high search volume and they are specific to a micro niche, you can almost guarantee that there is search volume in the niche, so you can put the check mark onto the search volume column. Let me walk you through an example. Let's say that I bought a yacht a couple of years ago and I'm interested in starting a blog about yachts. What I would do is simply do a Google search on the best yacht blogs, and you will see quite a number of recommended blogs. You see FeedSpot is here as well. What you want to do next is to visit each of these blogs that are recommended. For example, let's check out the list from FeedSpot. We have Yachting World. Let's visit the site. and see if it is content heavy, meaning the site is mostly content instead of selling actual product. So as we browse through the sites, click into several of the articles, we can confirm that this is a content heavy site. Next is the site all about yachts, and obviously it is. All the content on the front page is all about yachts, and even the blog categories are about yachts as well. Good. Next, we want to see if the site has a lot of traffic, and by it, I mean at least 100,000 visits a month. To do that, you want to open up a tool called SimilarWeb. I know. Some experts will say this is not an accurate tool, you shouldn't be using this tool, whatever. All I need to know if there is traffic to the site. I'm not using this tool for keyword research. This is probably the tool to get the fastest results without a need of an account. That's why I'm using it. Anyway, let's copy just the domain name, go to SimilarWeb, paste it here, and hit search. Alright, the total visits to the sites are 200,000+. As we scroll further, we can see that the traffic for the past 3 months has been almost consistent. Great, that's one site. If you scroll down further, it will share with you some other sites that are in competition with the site you are doing research on. You want to pick out those domains that seem to be talking only about your micro niche, such as Super Yacht World, Sail Magazine, yachtandyachting.com, Sailing World. Take note of the monthly visits column. You see, there is another site with at least 100,000 visits. To find more high traffic and relevant sites, go back to your initial search and do the same process again. If you can find 5 to 10 sites that are content heavy with high search volume and specific to your micro niche, that niche deserves a tick in the search volume column. Simple, right? Of course, there are many methods to discover if a niche has search volume, but you don't want to use too many tools and you don't want to make things complicated. Let's talk about the next test. Now, we are looking to profit from a blog, so we need to know what the income revenues large sites are earning from. There are a couple of ways a blog can earn money. There is affiliate marketing, where you recommend products to your site visitors and you make money when someone buys a product through your recommendation. I will show you an example in a while. A blog can also make money from placing ads, for example, placing Google ads on the blog. You can sell physical or digital products, offer subscriptions, coaching and consulting, and others. But these are the more prominent ones. So to know if a niche is profitable, there should be many products you can promote. If you find a hard time looking for products in the niche, it's a signal of low profitability. Let's walk through the same yacht example. What is the first eye-catchy thing you see that kind of doesn't belong to the blog? Ads. When a site joins an ad network like Google AdSense, it allows them to display ads on the site, and site owners will make money whenever ads are displayed. So when Google get paid from their advertisers, they will share 51 to 68% of its revenue with its publishers, which are people like you and me who own blogs. So that's one income stream for the site. If you want to go even further to see how much advertisers are willing to pay to place ads, you can use a tool from Google called Keyword Planner. What you want to do is to select Discover New Keywords and think about some keywords that have buying intent in the niche. In our case, we have buy yacht, buy used yacht, cheap yachts, and do a search. If there are people who are willing to pay money on keywords with buying intent, there is money to be made with ad revenue. Some niches don't even have these amounts, and that is an indicator of low profitability in the niche. But for this case, there are advertisers willing to pay for most of the keywords here. Next, we want to check if there is affiliate marketing potential. If we hover to yachts and gear, let's take a look at gear reviews. If we click into any one of the reviews, it talks about the product, probably sharing with you why you need the product, and at the end of the article, there is a link that says buy now from this place. Now, if you click on that link, it will send you to Amazon. And when you buy this product, the site that recommended you this product will make a commission. So that's how affiliate marketing works. As a blogger, you join an affiliate program like Amazon Associates, and when you join their program, they will provide you with a unique affiliate link that is tagged to you. For example, if you're interested in promoting this product, you can get this unique affiliate link, place it on your sites, for example like this, and when somebody makes a purchase through this link, you earn a commission. So these niche sites is making money with 2 revenue streams. Are there more? Let's see. Well, it sells a subscription to their magazine. That's 3, and it gives a clear indication that the yacht niche is profitable. So to put a check mark on the profitability column of the niche, you want to make sure to visit some of the high traffic sites, at least 3 of them, but better to be more, and discover the 2 revenue streams I've mentioned, the ad and the affiliate revenue. If most of the sites are monetizing with these 2 common methods, it's a clear indication that the niche is profitable. Alright, we have already discovered the search volume and the profitability of the blogging niche. Now it's time to see if you have the potential to enter the niche as a beginner. The first thing you might want to do is to install a free Chrome extension called Ubersuggest and open up a browser with Google Trends, because we are going to need them to analyze topics. Next, I need you to think of as many blog topics as possible that are very specific to your micro niche. For example, in the yacht niche, there are topics like how to maintain a yacht, yacht maintenance checklist, fishing in a kayak, what to do in yachts, are yachts a good investment, luxury yacht brands, etc. Once you have come up with a list of keywords, what you want to do next is to put those keywords into Google Trends. Now the trick about Google Trends is that whenever you see a graph with no data, doesn't matter if the graph is trending upwards or downwards, it means that there is a search volume, maybe 200 searches per month or more. Graph with all the data signals that the search volume is about 500 or more. Each of these data fields signals about 100 searches per month. So if you see data in 2 cards, it will mean about 200 searches per month. In our opinion, this is the most accurate gauge. So with that, run through your list of keywords. For example, luxury yacht brands. Let's change this to worldwide. You see there is a graph, there are data in every card. It signifies that there are over 500 searches per month, which is a good keyword. Any keywords with 100 searches per month will qualify for this check. And to know if there is a chance of ranking for this, let's put this keyword on Google. And because the Ubersuggest Chrome extension is active, it will show some data on the search results. If I hit the show volume button, it shows that there are 10 searches per month, which is inaccurate. You see, there is no tool that accurately predicts the number of searches per month, but the Google Trends method is the closest. So follow the data from Google Trends. What we need from Ubersuggest is the domain authority data. We want to determine if the top 10 results of the topic are not filled with sites with more than 50 plus domain authority. If all the results are 50 plus domain authority and above, it is hard to rank for that topic. You want to see a mix of low and high authority sites, like in this example. We have low authority sites here. Low authority sites are sites with below 40 domain authority. As you can see, there are quite a number of low domain authority sites for this topic. So this qualifies as one topic that has the potential for new sites to rank. Another example is if you see low authority sites with forum sites like Quora or Reddit, that qualifies as well. And if you see high authority sites with government sites, that keyword does not qualify for the check. So to put a check mark on the competition column, you want to be able to identify at least 10 search queries with an adequate search volume and have the potential for new sites to rank. If you can identify that, let's go to the final round of check. YMYL stands for Your Money, Your Life, and it simply refers to pages that could potentially impact a person's future happiness, health, financial stability, or safety. And we generally as bloggers do not want to go into a niche where most of the topics are classified as YMYL. I'll explain why in a while. The term YMYL has gone through many updates and now Google has classified YMYL topics as such. Clear YMYL topics are topics like evacuation routes for tsunami, or topics like what to do during a heart attack or what to do when someone is having a stroke. These topics clearly need a professional to answer the question. You don't want to see unqualified people writing advice like drink water or breathe, right? Possible YMYL topics are topics that discuss weather forecasts, information about how often to replace a toothbrush, or basically topics that may require a certain level of expertise to answer the question. It could be questions like how to reduce tax legally. You certainly do not want an answer from an unqualified person. And then unlikely YMYL topics are simply topics that don't require an expert to answer the question. If you want to understand more about what YMYL topics are, you can check out point 2.3 of the Search Quality Evaluator Guidelines. I've left the link in the description. So there is no such thing as a YMYL niche, but there are YMYL topics. And you don't want to enter into a niche where most of the topics are YMYL related, such as a medical advice blog. However, There are some niches where there may be YMYL topics such as BBQ. Doesn't seem like it has YMYL topics, right? But topics like how long can you keep leftovers? That could be considered YMYL because only people who do research on food will know, and eating spoiled leftovers could be dangerous for people, and that's why it could be considered as a YMYL topic. So what you want to look at is to determine if most of the topics in your niche are not YMYL. If the majority of the topics are considered YMYL, the niche doesn't deserve a check mark on the column. And the reason why we do not recommend getting into such a niche is because how do Google and other search engines determine if a piece of content is credible enough? It is because it searches through the web to determine the expertise of the writer. If the topic is health related, search engines want to know if the person writing the article is being featured on some medical blogs, appeared on medical podcasts, appeared on medical interviews, and many other factors. So even if you are an expert in the field, but you have not built up your authority or street cred yet, it might take a lot of time and hard work to rank your blog. So we would advise that you would avoid these kinds of niches, especially as a beginner. So how did your niche ideas flare? Have any of the niches passed all the checks? If yes, are you ready to start a blog? We recommend that you check out this video right here to know what blogging tools you need and at what stage you need them. Anyway, we'll be covering quite a number of blogging topics on this channel and everything that relates to SEO. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, you know what to do. And if this video is helpful, we really appreciate if you can smash that thumbs up button. This is Jack from Rank Math. Happy blogging.